So this Pokemon clone Coromon recently got a big update and people are really positive about it. There's new Coromon, new skills, balance changes, new items, and mainly new difficulty settings which make the game much harder. AI is smarter and you can adjust enemy levels by up to 50%, but the experience gained is as if there was no level adjustment, meaning a Coromon that's now adjusted up to level 9 is going to give you the same XP as a level 6 Coromon from a run that had no level adjustment. I'm going to try out these new settings in what I thought was going to be an impossible run, as I've set trainer hub limit to 1. Trainer hubs are like Poke Centers that you find in towns, and each one we come across will only heal our Coromon once, meaning any other healing we do is going to be from healing potions, and eventually we may run out of money and the run's over. I've also buffed enemy levels by the full 50%, which adds way more difficulty because like I said earlier, we don't get increased XP. I also chose the option to make all enemies smarter, and we can only catch one Coromon per area using the Luxlure. This is really hard because you play the Luxlure and it summons a Coromon, and if you don't capture it, you can't capture any other Coromon in that area, so it's not like you can choose which ones you feel like capturing. Those settings were all flat difficulty increasers. Now for the random settings that may or may not make the run harder. Any items we come across are going to be random, and the main problem with this is you don't get the XP share item in the first town for completing the quiz, and for this reason alone I would say it adds a ton of difficulty. Skills are going to be replaced with mostly the same type of skills, and I believe the way this works is, say you have a Charmander with Vine Whip, all other Charmanders you come across in that run are also going to have Vine Whip. Traits are also random, so your Charmander could have a trait that calls in a blizzard or makes water type moves more effective. Wild encounters are also going to be random, as is Titan Order. The only easier difficulty setting I chose was Coromon can be revived with healing potions. I felt this was necessary because we can't go back to Pokemon centers to revive, and since all items are random, there's no guarantee we get any items that revive. You're also going to see pretty early on that Coromon getting knocked out is going to be happening pretty much every battle. Because enemy levels are so high, a random crate could take us from 100 to 0. Before choosing the starter, I save and exit out quite a few times till I found one that was at least potent. You can tell by the fact this thing's not red like a normal Toruga, and a potent Toruga is going to have better stats than a normal as we level it. I don't think it matters much at the start though. We begin our journey with the tutorial battle against Nelson, the guy who just gave us the Toruga. So the enemy Nibelgar is level 8, which I do believe is boosted by the 50% increased level. We do start with Electric Pound, which I think was a random ability that we got. I do think this is super effective. That is. We only hit one time though, unfortunately. You can see how hard that dude hits. We need to hit at least a couple times here. Critical hit. That's good. We only hit him one time though. Again, crap, we're down to 5 HP. We'll swap in the Patterbit, and you always start with this no matter what. This thing has Fury Pincer, which is a water attack. We don't want to use that because Nilbogard is a water Pokemon. Tailspin could lower his defense, and then Tortilla could finish him off. Electric Pound is a physical damage attack, and it can hit from 1 to 3 times. We only hit once on both attacks. I feel like that's really bad RNG. I did save before the battle, so maybe we'll have to revert back, because I feel like if we fail this, we're not going to get the XP that we need to progress. Since it hits 1 to 3 times, Electric Pound only has 20 power, whereas Slam has 40 power, but only hits once. That's physical as well. We can look at Patterbit's abilities. Fury Pincer is a water attack and hits 1 to 3 times for 25 power, and Tailspin also hits 1 to 3 times for 25 power. I thought Tailspin was a defense reduction move, but I guess not. It's only got 90 accuracy though, so we could miss. If we did, I feel like that would potentially be a save scum. And we just got hit again from Fast Strike. And we only hit the dude once. Oh, we didn't use Fast Strike that time though. And nice, we hit 3 times when we needed it most. And Tortilla and Patterbit both get 60 XP. And Tortilla awakens some of its potential. I'm thinking we should boost its HP so that we can use healing potions more effectively, because I think they only heal for 20. We can get a bit lower before I use a healing potion. Speaking of healing potions, we're going to buy some from the mart. We have 3k to spend, so we'll spend, I don't know, like 750 on healing potions. The guy outside the mart gives us 3k plus 3 XP chips, which I don't remember him giving 3 XP chips. I'm not sure if those are random or the amount that he gave us are random, but they're really useful. They boost the amount of XP we earn for 10 minutes minutes. In one of the plant pots in the starting area, we find this skill Flying Kick. Unfortunately, neither of our Pokemon can learn it yet. In this trash can, we find an Enhancer Gem, which can be used to enhance the trait of a Coromon by 1 stage. And this will be active as long as Tortilla is holding it. His random passive trait is Super Sensory, which now raises 2 of his most proficient stats when one of his stats are lowered. Without that gem, it's only 1. I've been hitting spacebar on all the crates we come across, and some of them can contain gold. And even these plants can contain stuff, like we get a couple HP cakes from this plant. I use 1 HP cake to heal up Tortilla to full, and we're going to lead with Patterbit. The plan is we're now going to use our Luxilure, which we can use once per area to summon a Pokemon that we could capture. It's a level 2 Mooby. I don't know how good this thing is, but it's such a low level that I don't even know if it's worth capturing. We'll have Patterbit open with the Tailspin, and we'll see what that does. 2 hits, and now I guess we'll use a basic spinner on it to capture it. It does only have standard potential because I checked it. We won't know its exact potential number until we get a special item that reveals potential for all Coromon. Its trait is pretty useful. It makes it so we can always escape from a wild Coromon. So we could just lead with this if we're in an area where we just want to run away. We give the Mooby over to this kid who says he's having trouble catching wild Coromon. So we're like, here, you can have ours. And then his instructor is like, no, you gotta catch your own, and we get it back. And he gives us this skill flash for Berserk, which I guess Tortilla can use, as can Mooby, and so we taught it to him as well. As we're traveling along, we run into a wild Quagoo. We'll have Patterbit just open with the Tailspin, which is not gonna work because the Quagoo attacks first. And then we'll bring out Tortilla and hopefully land our Electric Pound. Berserk is not showing up on our skill list, and I think that's because we're not high enough level yet. And very nice, we hit it 3 times with our Electric Pound. It's not using a water attack on us, thankfully, because we would have got knocked out there. And crap, we'll have to use an HP cake here because I don't want to share XP. We get hit really hard. This is pretty brutal. Oh man. We do actually share XP even though Patterbit got knocked out, which is unfortunate. And we don't even get that much for the fact that we just took out a level 8 Coromon. Challenge is going to be really hard for that reason. Tortilla is now level 6, and we do unlock Smokescreen though, which is nice. And Patterbit is also level 6, and he does not unlock anything new. We used an HP cake on Patterbit to resurrect it for this next fight, which is against a Digmaw that used a fruit, I believe, to buff its abilities. This is something I've never seen wild Coromon do. I think it's because the new difficulty setting where Coromon are smarter. We open up with the Fury Pincer, which is super effective against Digmaw, but it only hit once, which is pretty unlucky. It hits us really hard, but we do hit it 3 times with our next attack. I think now we just let Patterbit rest, and we just make sure that it gets knocked out here, because I don't care about leveling up Patterbit. I just want to ensure that Tortilla gets XP. Digmaw has resistance against electric, so we're just going to slam it. It uses a attack that's not super effective, which is nice. We get a ton of XP for that. And Patterbit actually got a level up there. We now have a trainer battle, and this trainer has 2 Coromon. The first one's a fire type. Fury Pincer should hopefully own it. And it only hits us once. We hit it 3 times and knock it out, which is not something I wanted to do. Crap. Patterbit got all the XP there. Wow, that was a brutal attack, and we miss. I'm not actually sure how that happened because Fury Pincer has a 100% chance to hit. And this thing is increasing its crit chance. And Tortilla has a condition right now, which I think makes him take more SP for his abilities. Yeah, Electric Pound costs 6. You would think Electric would be better against Flying Coromon, but it's not super effective against it. I do wonder if we should Smokescreen here to increase our evasion, because this thing's got high crit. Or do we just try to pound it out? I guess we'll try to pound it out. Please don't crit. Oh, it didn't crit, and we crit it. But it doesn't even do much damage. What the heck? We'll just go with another Electric Pound, I guess. And we miss. Okay, well, I think Tortilla is going to lose this battle. So we'll use an HP Cake medium, which I don't want to use. We found this randomly. We'll use it on Patterbit to resurrect it. And Fury Pincer is the way to go. We're hitting it for only 4 damage, I think that was. It's hitting us for freaking 6. We just missed it. I'm so confused. Please finish it. We're only hitting once again. Patterbit gets knocked out here. We'll have to use our other HP Cake. When it rests, please hit. How are you missing? I don't understand this because the enemy Pokemon has 0 evasion and our ability has a 100 hit chance. This is so confusing. We'll let the rest for this turn. And then I think we get knocked out next turn, right? Oh man. Well, Mooby's gonna not finish this thing off for sure. We're gonna have to use our last HP Cake on probably Tortilla because he's got better stats, I guess. And Silkwool finishes the Mooby off with Bubble Burst, which I didn't even realize he had that ability. That's gonna be super effective against Tortilla, so we hopefully finish it off here. Okay. That wasn't even a crit. It did that much damage. What? We get 25 XP bullets. Kill on the bright side, Tortilla gets a level up, as does Mubi. We get a whopping 90 gold for winning, which does not cover the cost of that battle. We used so much HP cakes on that. Since we're in a new area, I use our Lux Lure to summon a Coromon to capture, and it's this Guildwing, which is level 9. If we could capture this thing, we'd get a huge boost. We'll use Fury Pincer since that move cannot miss. And ouch, double slash is just so powerful. Well, Patterbit's definitely getting knocked out here, and there's nothing we can do about that, right? Yeah. And he has an ability that increases his stats when he knocks Coromon out, I think. We'll have Tortilla use Smoke Screen. We could just use this Trick Spinner, which we found in a random box. More effective at the start of the battle. I was kind of hoping to save that. I feel like we have to use it though, right? And it broke out. Are you kidding me? Well, Mubi gets one-shotted, of course, and I use an HP cake on Tortilla to resurrect it. Not realize this thing has Bubble Burst. To weaken it a little more, we tried another Electric Pound, which ends up missing. And at this point, we're hemorrhaging HP cakes, so I decided to use our Golden Spinner on it, which I thought was going to be overkill, because at this point, we're not even using Silver Spinners, just basic ones. After it misses, I'm certain it's going to be a save scum. And before this thing just devours us, we use a basic spinner on it just for the lulz. And to my great surprise, it ends up working. One of its moves is Replenish, and off of this ability, we're pretty much able to win the challenge. We can grind off lower level Pokemon as much as we want and replenish any damage we take back up. And if we do happen to run out of SP, that's no big deal because Guildman can just rest to get it back. I'm not sure if I'll keep going on this run as I feel like the challenge of it is pretty much over. What I'd like to see in future updates is a setting added which either A, disallows battles against wild Coromon, or B, removes XP gained from wild Coromon, or C, just make it so you can't gain levels from Coromon that are lower level than you. I could also keep going and just impose one of these rules upon myself, but I already grinded Guildwing from 9 to 13, and I do feel like that kind of ruined the run, but let me know what you guys think in the comments.